Hello there, welcome into the latest edition of the SAU Softball Coaches Show. I'm Daniel Gallegos, joined alongside head softball coach Jason Anderson. Coach, first off, have you been able to thaw out from last weekend?
I don't think so, or dry out.
Yeah. Talking about that, the weather obviously not in anybody's favor in the Magnolia area last week. With school getting canceled, all the snow, the ice, and everything. But really, hats off to you, your staff, and your players for not letting that not be a reason why you guys weren't going to play the series against Ouachita Baptist. Didn't get in all 4 games, but you got in 3, enough to determine a series winner. Your team comes on top out of that, 2 out of 1. Talk about just all that stuff that goes into it, having to spend that whole basically week prepping your field to get ready to play and then going in and actually playing the games.
Well, obviously we were inside all week because our field had a tarp on it and all the snow and the stuff we got, but I think we pulled the tarp, I want to say Wednesday afternoon, knowing that it finally stopped snowing, and and we pulled it, and we spent all of Wednesday and Thursday basically just getting snow off of the field. We were in buckets, 10-gallon buckets, just taking it off, and it was a mess. And then we of course had to work the infield, and the conditions were not ideal for a softball game, but definitely playable day 1. And then day 2 we came out, got a little precipitation, and it kind of was just that mist all day that I think after game 1, at the tail end of game 1, you could tell that both teams were struggling to hold on to the ball, to grip the ball. But we were able to get that one in, able to get a win out of it, and got us the series against a good Ouachita team. They hit the ball really well, and like I said, the first game, their pitcher really had us in check and held us down in our hits as well. So they're definitely fortunate to get the games in and fortunate to get the series win. That's what it's all about. You try to win every series and win every weekend, and that puts you in a position to really make a run in postseason.
Unfortunately, still not really getting a chance to escape that kind of winter weather. There's some weather that's still coming into the Arkansas area and stuff, even though your team's going on the road. Scheduled to play at Henderson State this weekend. They're a team that early on has gotten off to a really good start, particularly offensively. 2-2 in the conference, but they had a tough road opponent in East Central, so a split there, not the worst thing. So go ahead and talk a little bit about Henderson, what you've noticed out of them so far.
Henderson's got a good team. Beth's done a good job there, and she's got a really good team this year. They started off, like you said earlier, got really hot. I want to say 8 or 9 game winning streak. Go on the road to a tough East Central team and had a couple pitchers duels. They won a couple, I think, close games and lost a couple close games. But they hit the ball really well. Offensively, their numbers are really good from average standpoint. They hit some home runs, and then they've got a couple pitchers that ERAs are down. And so I feel like we match up very well with them offensively. Like I say, I hope we don't get into a slugfest, but if it happens, I think we match up really well. But I think it'll be a good contest for both teams. Like I said, the way we match up and our fight, I mean, if you look at our overall records, it's very similar. We're all pretty close overall in the year, and so it's one of those things where, like any weekend in this conference, I mean, you're going to be in a dogfight. I mean, I think the conference is very, very good top to bottom, and so it's a good team that I feel like we match up well, but we're going to have to hit the ball because they're going to score some runs.
And also going back a little bit to last weekend, the 2 games come from behind victories, 1-run games. Does that benefit your team going forward, knowing that you can find other ways to win other than really just going out there and out hitting people and out scoring people?
I think so. I mean, it makes it a lot easier on me if we just go out and score a lot of runs early and just kind of put it on cruise control. But I think it shows the resiliency, the mental toughness of a team to be able to say, you know what, and take even 2 weekends ago at Northwestern. I mean, we're down 8-0 in the 3rd inning and come back and, almost run roll that game and end up winning. I can't remember the final score, but I mean, we won by 6 or 8 runs. So it's one of those things where I think it shows that this team has a lot of fight, and they're never going to quit, and we're never going to be out of a game at any point of the game, we don't feel like. But I also don't think we need to play with fire that much, because eventually you're going to get burned. So I think there's a happy medium there. You want to show that we can win the games and we can come back and we can be down and we're always in it. But we need a few that we can kind of stay in control and win a game from beginning to end, from wire to wire as well.
We appreciate it very much for your time. Again, that's head softball coach Jason Anderson. He and his Lady Millwrighter softball team set to travel to Arkadelphia to take on a pretty good Henderson State softball team, scheduled for the 4-game series on Friday and Saturday. But be sure to check millwrighterathletics.com and all of our social media outlets. If there's any changes to that schedule, we'll let you know as soon as that information becomes available. Coach, thank you and best of luck.
Thank you.